Okay, thank you guys for taking the time to answer some of my questions for this event. So, first things first, tell me a little bit about who you are as a content creator and what team you played for in this event.
Oh, okay. My name's Kiwi Cat. I play Final Fantasy 14. I do lots of different things in the game, but I mostly raid, so I never really played PvP before. And I played for Team Porxies.
Hello, my name is Christy. I am a Final Fantasy 14 creator from Australia. I had to wake up. Am I allowed to swear? Should I keep it
Yeah,
PG?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I had to wake up at fuck off o'clock for the event. It was not too bad, but I definitely felt it for the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend. I usually do a lot of. I've just finished my MSQ journey. I like to do a lot of community events. We do a little bit of PvP, but it's usually just chat shitting on me and then laughing at me. So
Oh,
yeah,
that seems mean.
yeah, that's all right. I beat them up. It's fine.
Okay, how about you? Sorry.
Hey, I'm Zori. I was playing for Team Porxies. I primarily do a lot of glamour content, so I do some events and stuff like that, or I look at people's glamour mostly for my content, but I also do like a lot of variety stuff. Um, Most of the time when I'm not doing that, I'll probably do PvP. I used to do a lot of ranked PvP, but I've kind of chilled out just because I don't really like the moving data center stuff that they do. But I'd say that that's primarily like most of the stuff that I do. I'm not really much into the rating stuff.
Okay, thank you. That actually sort of leads me a little bit more into, did you have any PvP experience before this event? Did you how have you engaged with the content before? Do you do frontlines? Do you do crystalline conflict? Do you hunt mock tomes for your rival wings? What do you do with PvP?
I feel like I stay away from frontlines because it terrifies me. I don't know
I
if I'm
also do
alone in that. It makes no sense to me. I feel like every time I queue into Frontlines, I have to have someone in VC explaining to me what is going on. Uh, so I tend to stay pretty far away from Frontlines.
So you
Uh,
mostly do like CC.
Yeah, mostly CC, and even then, like not much, just a little sprinkle to get my coffer reward, and then I dip.
Yeah, I've never done any PvP before this event, and I unlocked it. I didn't even unlock it before. Like I unlocked it like 1 week before, which, now that I look back on it, it was kind of a mistake because I used to play League of Legends and I was like, well, I'll just not unlock PvP because I don't want to become an angry, sweaty League of Legends player again. Um, so I was like, I'll just pass. And now I really like it and it's really fun. And I kind of wish I unlocked it earlier, which, should I admit that I was wrong? Like, yeah, probably, but yeah, I never unlocked it. And I have only done frontlines one time and I was like, ooh, it was like what was it? Shatter. And everyone's like, "Oh, Shatter's bad." And I was like, ooh, yeah, it was not fun. I like CC a lot. I haven't tried Rival Wings though.
It's crazy to me that you only unlocked it before the event because you would like so goaded. It is
I
so
don't know. I
good.
feel like my paladin is like so bad. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, I can't believe I picked that.
I honestly, I find it surprising that you only unlocked it for this event. You guys were super competitive,
That's because Zoe was shot calling the whole time.
which leads
True.
into sorry. Sorry,
The
like,
the
what was your
savior.
experience? Your
What?
savior.
I wasn't a savior. I was just like
You're the
I
savior.
realized well afterwards that had I put a targeting macro with my plunge, I think we would have
Yeah,
won a couple of more matches because I didn't really know how to communicate well who I was targeting, and I think that would have saved
it's
a
not
lot of
your fault,
situations.
but I do love to have a little mark on somebody because then I can click on them.
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna start targeting anybody, but if you put a mark on somebody, I am gonna blast them.
True.
All right. Uh, Next question. From what I understand, Frosty kind of figured out team rosters and then more or less gave you all free reign on the rest. So, what was prep like for the event? Did you guys get to scream as a team? Did you practice solo and then play together? What happened?
We had a lot of team
Yeah, we didn't really
uh,
prepare.
mm, yeah.
Um,
Not as a team, I think.
no, but honestly, I think it's mostly because, let's be honest, our time zones were so different,
I
and
think our team had the most stretch between time zones too.
yeah, because we have Australia, EU, and America, so
Mm,
Yeah, that can have been
yeah.
fun. I'm kind of curious, Christy, how did you mention you woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Um, the event went on for 7 hours. What hour was it when we were done? And were you like done,
Uh,
done?
it was so I had woken up at 4 a.m. and then it started at 5 a.m. And I stayed awake a little bit after we got eliminated, but I ended up passing out on my couch. So I didn't even get to see the last. I think I stayed up until the just before the deciding match for the last game. I think I don't know. It's all a blur. Uh, I was not conscious for the last like two deciding matches, I think. I woke up like 4 hours later and went, "Oh, hey guys, who won? Sorry." So yeah, I was not conscious. I think I lasted maybe like 5 hours into the event and then I passed out.
Okay, that makes me appreciate you all the more for waking up that early for entertainment and
It was
surviving.
fun. It was fun and it was worth it because I like as someone from Materia, like we don't really get to play or communicate much with like over the pond gang. So it was really cool to get to know like a bunch of people who I enjoy their content and I know my community enjoys their content. So it was really nice to like when the teams were getting announced, a lot of my community like, "Oh my god, I know your team." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too." So it was just like really exciting to be able to play with new people because Materia is so small. We are so tiny. Yeah.
All right, this is more of a question for Sorry, since you mentioned that you were shot calling. Did things go about how you expected, or did you have a plan to execute? Since you mentioned that there really wasn't that much time to practice together, did you have like a okay, I called this guy's name and you guys try to kill him, or did you have a different plan to execute?
I think most of it was that there were like when you look at that map that we're playing on, there's a couple of points of like, you can lose on this point without losing the game. So
Hmm.
like you can pretty much lose in the middle, you can lose at 50%, you can lose at 90% and still kind of come back. But what I tried to do is set us up in scenarios where we could take the fight as most reasonably as possible and then try to just like push from there, which is why we had this situation where we hid back on our 50% more than most of the time and let them push into us,
Hmm.
because I didn't really want us to jump on that like 50% middle point and everybody just die and then get our 50 for free. I wanted to be always that they were like fighting for our objectives most of the time. But aside from that, like our plan most of the time was that we were just going to spearhead my damage because most of everyone else was just either healing or tanking and stuff like that. And just wait until Russ's ultimate came up.
If I remember correctly, Russ has had some interesting LBs. How do you guys feel about your performance? Because, like I mentioned, you guys went pretty surprisingly far. Did you guys feel like you went about as far as you expected you'd go? Was that a surprise? How do you feel about your team's performance?
I'm gonna be real. I thought we were gonna lose. Like, obviously, only because I feel like I didn't really know our team's like PvP experience. I know Zori plays PvP, but and like I know Russ does too. I wasn't sure about how much PvP Christy played before this. But poor Alana, going back to like our prep, thank God Zori asked like right before the match and was like, "So what are we playing?" And Alana was like, "Oh, I'm playing White Mage," and Christy was like, "Wait, I'm playing White Mage." So we had two White Mages, and both
Uh,
of them. Well, Christy had to make an ult account to
Mhm.
like join the event, so I don't think Christy had anything else unlocked.
I
And
literally paid for a job skip and was like, "Guys,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
please."
so I think Christy had one option, and then Alana was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll find something else," like 20 minutes before the event started.
Oh
So,
boy.
I'm gonna be honest, I felt so bad for Alana because Alana was like so stressed and
She did so
confused.
well though. Like,
And
I
no,
felt
and she's
horrible. I was like, "I'm so sorry."
no, like, I don't even think it's your fault, like, we really it's kind of my fault too, like, I probably should have asked in advance as well, but, like, yeah, poor Lana had to play Astro, and I don't think Alana had ever played Astro in CC, literally ever, so, um, yeah, I'm actually shocked that we won our first match
Yeah, true.
with that considered.
Now, without being rude, it does kind of go into what a little bit of our strategy was, and it's that we kind of had the assumption that people would target our healers. So
Mm.
because we were like front loading most of me and Russ's damage and hoping that us two didn't get targeted, what we were doing was having Kiwi cover me so I could go to 0 health with my Shadowbringers, while Alana kind of target dummied sometimes. She still did fine with her ultimate, but because she's still learning the class and everything, and the different skills, I didn't want to worry everyone too much with like, okay, well, peel for a backline when it kind of just became a little bit better to peel for Russ and myself to get as much damage out as possible. And then if we just wiped, then we just waited for everyone's ultimates to come up. Because
Mm.
the Astrologian's ultimate is a little bit more straightforward, where you just press it and stun people, kind of like the White Mage. So as long as we just waited until then, it was most of the time okay for her.
Yeah,
Mm.
but unfortunately, I'm also bad, so, I
It's okay.
like, the
Just putting
strategy
it
is
out
like,
there.
"Oh, make sure you cover at the right time," but, like, I'm a bozo, so, like, covering is not always easy for me because I click everything, and targeting is a nightmare when you click. So,
Real.
um, that's my bad.
It went
Um,
fine.
it went more than fine. You guys really stood your own for, if I remember correctly, 3 matches, and you like never gave away an entire game. Like you fought hard for every one of them. So yeah, I mean, maybe you feel you perform like a bozo, but it did not show on the other side of the screen. On that note, what was the mood at Spawn? Were you guys like planning? Were you having like fun banter moments? Like, what was the mood like? Did you were you like literally chilling, having fun, or was it a little bit more tense?
I feel like we were chilling.
Yeah. Feel
It's
like it
good.
was pretty like low stakes. I think we're also trying to be chilling so that Alana would like be able to chill as well.
Yeah. I felt like she
Yeah.
was really stressed, so I didn't want her to
Yeah.
be upset because it was like,
Mm.
okay, well, it's just for fun and it's just for charity, so don't sweat.
Realistically, for me at least, with like limited like mid-range PvP experience, I was like, well, I'm going in to make content so there's more money for charity realistically. I don't really care if we win or lose. I wanted to obviously win because I'm competitive, but like I wanted more to have good moments rather than like super sweaty, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was the vibe.
I just kind of hid in a corner and just like put together ideas and stuff. Because I was like, I don't know
Our
what we're gonna do for next
brains.
match. So I was like, okay, we tried covering this person last time. Maybe we should just keep it on me, or we need to not ever go over the jump pad again, even though it was funny that time. Or it's just like
Yeah, that was a
I
good
was just
call.
watching back everything, and I was like, okay, well, this did not work at all, and I have to pay attention to like this angle now that people were coming through, just in case I had to peel for it. And I was like, I'm just gonna keep to myself and watch back all this stuff. It wasn't stressful, but it was like I just wanted to make sure that we weren't gonna get rolled because of some silly mistakes. Like I think the second matches that we had was really hard to deal with. So
Mm.
I believe you mean
Was
the
that
one
against Demo?
against Snackables, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
Snackables Demo, because he was blasting us on the back line with that black mage the whole time.
God, yeah. Holy shit. I
I
still
had a
have
hard
nightmares about
time.
demo.
Yeah, I had a hard time like targeting people in that fight at all. Like I feel like we were just getting blasted so fast that I couldn't even react.
I think Girl DM was on their team, and they probably monk ulted me like 2 or 3 times, which is
Yeah.
really bad for a Dark Knight. Like, it's good if your team is very strongly structured that if you're eating, like, all the ultimates, they can wipe the other team. But
Mhm.
when you have, like, varying skill levels and stuff, when, like, your main damage gets taken out, which was the Dark Knight in this situation, that just, like, people just had to run back most of the time, which all that single target was generally dumped on me or Russ most of the time.
Yeah. Let's not get into what Monk LB can do to a team. For a single target LB, it is absolutely wrecked. A wreck on the tanks. Going on to the next question, was there a specific moment in the tournament that stood out to you, good or bad? It can be anything. It can be a player interaction, it can be part of the stream, it can be a play. Is there anything that still stays in your memory?
Okay, I gotta go first because I feel like I have such an answer to this. At the end, we had one match left before we were eliminated, and we were like, we should just do something crazy. And so we were like, we're gonna flank. We're gonna have two people take the jump pad because we were like very
Oh, we saw that.
anti-jump pad. So we were like,
Mm.
we're gonna have two people flank. It's gonna be Russ and Zoe. They're gonna flank, and we're gonna have everyone else like on the regular side. Because at that point, I feel like they knew our strategy. It was like our third match against. I can't remember who it was against. I can't remember if that was against Snackables or what, or if that was in the loser bracket. I can't remember, but yeah, we were like, well, this is
Loser
our last shot, so like let's just do something crazy. So we had all of our regular people just like regularly on the side, and then Zoe and Russ jumped over on the jump pad, and it didn't work, but it was funny. So that's all that mattered.
So we've seen how Von Snacks has adapted to this. We're still gonna go for it, clearing on
They're gonna.
Von's side.
All right. Well, it
But
worked the first time. No, they're.
Oh, okay. One of them is positioned near the jump pad. I see.
Okay, this is interesting.
Weird strategy.
Who is that
Weird
that's
strategy,
far
but
forward?
it could pay off.
Is that
because
Kiwi?
I see they're trying to go for the flank. Look at this, right in there.
Oh, here we go.
Zori's going in for the flank. Oh, so
There he is.
goodness.
With the big suck, pulls them all in. Here they go.
Oh, that is silly. I love that. Oh my
Diabolical.
goodness.
And look at the cleave
And it
damage.
works. It ain't stupid if it works, chat. It ain't stupid if it works. Never mind. They just. Oh, never mind.
Nope, fell apart.
Full disclosure, I was on the staff side. We were watching I was either watching or recording from inside the matches. And on the staff room we were like, no way, they just played. What is happening? Because like it's not common for that to happen in more traditional tournaments. So I was like, what are they doing? What is happening? And it was really
I
funny.
wish it worked so bad because it would have
It
been
would have been
so
so cool.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe if we had practiced like that method or something, it would have been like it may have worked, but it just didn't work. So
I think it's another thing with the had I had a targeting thing might have fixed that
Mm.
situation. Just
Yeah.
because like once we all jumped in, we were kind of just I don't know, just using like all
Flailing?
of our abilities and flailing. Whereas like before, like if one person jumped into us or I jumped onto one person, like we just kind of knew who to go after. But like
Mhm.
in that situation, it was just all AoE or nothing. And I think they just had like more sustain for that or something, or they took out like Alana or Quisty like right away, and that was like, okay, well that's rough.
Yeah.
yeah, they picked one of us off pretty quickly, I think. So it did not work out.
You guys
Yeah.
definitely had that's one of the reasons why I'm pretty impressed by how far you went is you had hard opponents and you fought really really hard against each one of them. Um so on the side of it being funny, it definitely was funny, but you could tell that you guys were trying your best and like working with what you had at the moment, which kind of leads me to one of my last questions for this. You had, if I remember correctly, three matchups before being eliminated. Again, pretty hard opponents. You went against Gems, you went against Snackables, and you went against Volt Snacks. Um, what were you feeling and thinking around that last match? Because I had the impression that you were in it just to have fun. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done that split at the last match. What were you thinking? Were you thinking, let's just have fun? Or once you were in the losers bracket, let's try to bring it back? What were you thinking?
I think for the losers bracket, I was like, oh, I don't want to get eliminated. I woke up so
Mm.
early for this. I'm gonna try hard, and then I didn't try hard enough. So I think for me, I was definitely like, I wanted to kind of take it a little bit more seriously in the losers bracket, but at the end of the day, I just kind of wanted to vibe out and have a good time. So yeah.
Okay.
When we 0-2'd out of the winners bracket, I was kind of like, hmm, I don't know how far we're going anymore. Just because, like, I don't think Jamps was bad or anything. I just think that, like, we like a lot of the people on Jamps were also kind of like us, where they either don't play PvP or they haven't been playing Final Fantasy in a minute. So, like, there are like maybe like I think it was like one or two of those people play PvP regularly, and like I don't think Jesse plays that regularly or a couple other people. So
Mhm.
there was like a little more account to like, okay, so we may have won because they were at a similar situation to us with not playing as much PvP. But when we 0-2'd, I was like, I I have no idea how this is gonna go anymore. Like if we 1-2'd, I might have been like, okay, I think like we have a good shot, but like it was really rough dealing with that team. So when we got knocked down to the losers bracket and we got one win, I not that I felt like we got a little overconfident, but I didn't really know what to do to help us push that like advantage. I feel like we kind of were just like, oh, we're like we weren't expecting this, so what do we do now? And I think if we had like a little bit more idea of what to do, might have helped.
I think if we had been able to do even like one practice
Yeah.
beforehand, it would have been like eons different, to be honest. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm upside down.
Oh my gosh,
Australia
no, you're
bringing you
so
guys
fine.
down. How dare? I'm just joking, Chrissy.
No, in all honesty, I feel like we were like I would say that probably most of us were like, yeah, this is just gonna be a fun thing. And then like everyone was like starting to prep a lot and we were like, oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah,
we
seeing people in the
oh,
VCs like, oh,
oh, maybe we should do that. So I started scrimming. I guess scrimming is not really the word that they would use. I never was in like okay, I did scrim once or twice, but it wasn't with our team. I guess I just joined like random PvP like practice with everyone in the Discord, and that's when I knew that they were pretty good at the game. So um I got to play against Demo and Girl DM like literally the night before, and they
mm,
were kicking my butt. So I already when we went against them in the tournament, I was like, well, I'm already know it. I'm in trouble. So but yeah, when we got to
yeah.
the last match, I feel like we had got I feel like I don't know if this is right, but I feel like we got snowballed, like stomped really hard the match before. So we were just like, well, this is our last chance. We might as well try something new and see how it goes. Because I do feel like we were some of the only team to kind of like creep up on the side and not go through the jump pad. So I do
Mhm.
feel like we were like being serious, but also we were kind of like testing the waters a little bit.
All right.
Definitely, if we had won that jump pad though, right in the beginning, we would have just won the match. I mean, like that's pretty much it. It's just like it was one of those scenarios where it's like if we had won that 50-50 in the middle, then like we just won. Like they wouldn't have been able
Yeah.
to come back from that. So it was
Mm,
worth taking.
That's probably one of the reasons why Bayside is a little bit of a love it or hate it affair. people really don't like that you either take jump pad or you're basically giving up progress. Um, so like it rewards aggression, but like aggression is not like one size fits all. You have to figure out how you manage that aggression. So I definitely feel for you because you were trying to figure it out on the go. You didn't have that much time to say, "Hey, let's start from this." You didn't have that much time to scream. Again, you guys put on a really impressive performance for not having had that time together. Um, Leading into my last couple questions here, for each one of you, what is your honest impression of PvP in this game? Don't hold your punches if you think it's bad. So, like, give me your thoughts on like PvP in general as a thing you do in this game.
Well, okay, I did play League of Legends for a long time, and so I like PvP. And I've never like played anything with like a payload where you're supposed to like move it. So I feel like that was the other problem. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the memorable moment. We almost lost the game because we didn't stand on the crystal.
Yeah. Quisty's white mage LB did some damage too. Kaiden goes down for it. That just never recovered from the chunk that laser beam took out of his head.
Oh, Sultan goes out same with please. Oh, they're getting cleave on point, John.
There
No,
we go,
John, it's
there we
happening
go.
again. John, it's happening again!
No!
It's happening again!
Russ,
The push
Russ
rate
is
must come back
no!
80%! There's no way! No! Wait, get on point! No! Get on
Get a
point!
point, get a 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 point! Oh my god! Quisty, don't give me a heart attack like that, god damn it! Oh.
Yeah, we
My
almost
Overwatch
lost.
senses kicked in.
Yeah, Christy ran for the crystal, but and my chat even mentioned it to me. They were like, "Yeah, we probably should have helped you like learn a little bit more about the crystal before the tournament because they were like, we noticed that it's kind of your weak point." So I've never done anything with like moving an objective like that before. Um and honestly, I have a lot of fun with it. I do feel like if I knew more, I might feel differently. You know how like when you're playing something casually, it's super fun, and then as soon as you get like sweaty, it can be a little bit like then you start to have nitpicks about like whether or not you think it's bad or not. Right
Mm.
now, still play PvP every night just for fun, and I feel like I'm still having a lot of fun. So I really like it, and I'm definitely willing to continue playing and queuing up with everybody every night, pretty much.
That's great.
I think for me, I really enjoy PvP, but it's really hard to play PvP on Materia because we don't have
Yeah.
many people who queue it. So frontlines, you can only queue between like 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. and then you don't get a pop. Like it's ridiculous. And then CC, you might get a little bit more later in the night, but a lot of the time it's because we have like the Materia Wolves Den Discord and they will like set up events and be like, everyone's going to queue at this time. And it's like really sad because we can't get like consistent queue pops. So I think if more people played on Materia and more people like visited us, it's open, by the way. If anyone ever wants to come play on Materia. I think that I would be able to actually play more because I really enjoy it and I'm very competitive and I really like PvP, but I can't really. It's not that I can't learn, it's just I don't have a lot of resources to physically be involved with. I can watch as many videos as I can, but like without putting the practice in, it's kind of hard to get better. And like going to other servers, it just means that I have hella ping, which I guess I can deal with, but yeah, it's a bit hard on Materia, but I really enjoy PvP and I want to get better at PvP so that because I'm hoping that Materia can be inspired by the event because it was really fun and I hope that we can do something like that here. Me and my 3 other PvP queuers.
You heard it here first, folks. We are Q syncing Materia every week from now
You
on.
sync Materia. Come, please.
Well, as more of like a long time player of PvP, there's definitely things that I'm not too happy about. Like, as much as that people probably enjoy the fact that Ninja can kill people from 50% HP instantly, that's like it's very, very, very strong
Mm,
in Crystalline Conflict to take someone off the field unconditionally. So stuff like that and like the Samurai Ultimate tend to feel not unfair, but they feel way too swingy. And it feels very individually swingy. Like if you can work with your teammate to or teammates to cause a scenario that like, you're killing people or you're pushing them back, like I think that's fair and that's like how something like CC should be played. But when you have these classes that kind of just like or I almost call them like win more classes where like if you're in a
yeah.
good scenario, you can just constantly punish the whole entire team so they can't even come back. There's not really much in the way of like comeback mechanics, I guess, is what I'm saying. At least for CC. I guess even Frontline has that a little bit too. But like, what if they were to change anything with this game right now? It would be some sort of like better comeback mechanics. Whether that's like, if the crystal's on your side, you move a little bit quicker, or your recuperate is like 25% stronger. Just something to like make it so you're not getting like pushed down right to the end if somebody swings too quickly. Because like some matches I can't even get to my Dark Knight ultimate, which takes about a 2 minutes to charge up. I
Yeah.
don't think that is healthy game structure. Like if the match can be 1 and 2 minutes, I think that something needs to change because like I wouldn't want the limit breaks to be cheaper, but I would want like something like maybe the crystal really needs more people on it to go quicker, to move quicker or something like
Hmm.
that, but it just feels unbalanced in a way of coming back from getting like rolled. And then we saw that in the PvP tournament. Like every single time we got rolled, it was so hard to come back.
Okay, so last question, guys. Would you participate in more PvP related events, official or community held?
Yes.
Unconditional yes. Come to Materia, guys. Let's
Come to
make Materia come
Materia!
alive.
I'd like to do more. It's just that there and I think this is gonna be it like, I speak for myself on this, but maybe it speaks for other people. I think one of the largest issues with getting like either creators or other people to like just join in with this stuff is that sometimes we feel like we're just imposing on like, joining into the content or whatever, or like we don't really like I knew Kiwi when Kiwi asked me and I was like, okay, but like I don't really know the PvP people that much. And like obviously like the easiest way is just be like, oh, just talk to them or do stuff with them. But it helps when you have more of this like introduction or inclusion or people kind of like, you know, softly pull you over into that sphere or encourage it because most of the time like I as much as I would love to do it and I probably have the time for it, it's like one of those things like, oh, I forgot because it's like, it's not on my mind. But,
Mhm.
having people who are like, excited about it and want you to join in, or like, not doesn't have to be constantly reminding, but like en- encouraging you to be a part of this space helps a lot. Sometimes it doesn't happen a lot with Final Fantasy just because a lot of people kind of get into their own little, situations.
Bubble?
But um, with something like this, like if I feel like if more people kind of came to me and they're like, "Hey, we're doing this on Thursday. Hey, we're doing this on Friday," eventually the comfort would come through that I would go to it, and then that would probably break the barrier. And I think that would be helpful for a lot of creators who kind of like don't want to get involved until they're involved.
That makes sense. I haven't really
Mm.
considered it about. Speaking purely as somebody who is very much a PvP main, we exist in a little bit of a bubble. And it feels a little bit like I jokingly always say that PvP mains are your worst enemy until you ask a question, and then we will literally dogpile each other to answer. Um, we like involving people, but I understand why people from the outside, from other spheres, be it from raiding, be it from content creation, from literally every other space, think like, oh, these people are a little bit sweaty. I'm not sure if I want to involve myself with them. And then you realize that we have the most events, that we like involving new people. It's kind of hard to break into, and it's definitely something we have to learn to work around because we definitely, as someone who loves playing and watching, I loved this event and I really love you guys for the effort you put into it. I was actually worried that it was going to be more superficial event than it did turned out being, and I was just loving seeing how much fun and how much effort you were putting into this. So again, from the spectator side, thank you so much.
Yeah, I feel like everyone from the PvP community was so nice. Like I
Mm.
feel like you know, I genuinely feel like I met so many nice PvP folks that I probably wouldn't have known before. I'm also a little bit newer to the Final Fantasy community, so this was like a big introduction to a ton of people. And I don't know, I never really felt like I didn't belong, even though I never played PvP before. So I don't know. I feel like everyone was always cheering us on. So I'm really glad about that.
One
Mm.
of us.
Everyone was
One
very
of
like
us.
helpful too. Like in the night before they were doing scrims, and I was like, because I was like, hey, I've been at work every time you guys have done this. So a bunch of people jumped in and were super helpful, and like, uh, oh, what's their name? I think Merlin maybe is their name.
Merlin the
Merlin.
goat.
Yeah, they were so sweet. Like every few matches, they'd like record it and be like, "Okay, so this is how you can do better, and like this is what this is." And I'm like, "This is exactly what I needed." So I think it was really cool getting to talk to more PvP people, especially because I don't really have a lot of that where I am. So it was cool to see that and like get introduced to a bunch of people and like I think it was a really cool event to be a part of because uh we don't like purposefully only talk to materia people down here, but like time zones be shit. So it's hard
Yeah.
to try to be involved with like NA and EU creators. And I got to like meet and talk to a bunch and like it's just like a really like positive environment to do that in because I definitely what Zuri said like it can be kind of intimidating as well just to back on to what they had said it's kind of intimidating to come into a PvP scene as someone who's purely just like a content creator to make people laugh and stuff so it was a really safe environment to be introduced into it and I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
How about you, sorry? Would you participate in more events?
I definitely would. I wouldn't mind doing like smaller things or I guess more structured things like this. There's a couple of discords that were given out. It's just like one of the only things that I kind of wall on that is that it's not so much if I'm busy I don't want to get involved. It's like I kind of get like that anxiety of like maybe other people don't have this, but I get anxiety of like streaming and doing voice calls. So
Hmm.
um that's why I didn't do that for our event at all. I did record like our comms and stuff, but I was like I can't stream this. I'm going to have a heart attack. Uh so
Oh.
so what it kind of came down to was that so like if there's an event on Thursday that people are doing PvP stuff, like I would want to do that and I would want to get involved and maybe even get my own community involved in that. It's just like it's very intimidating for for someone like me just cuz like I have that kind of wall.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's just something I kind of have to go at as a non-content creator first or how I have to approach it, but it's just like it's one of those things where like I want to get involved but the content creator moniker kind of like makes me just do other things because my brain is like, "Oh, why would you do that? Like that's not your space or that's not your lane." So, like my brain freaks out on that.
We're done with the interview for now. I am going to take a couple seconds to display any socials you guys may want to show on screen now. I am leaving it off with again thanking you guys for taking the time to sit through this interview, taking the time, excuse me, to participate in this event, and I am hoping to see you guys in the future as well. And I'm not joking when I say I may look into organizing Q-Syncs in Materia because if Christy wants her practice, she's getting it.
Yes, let's go.